What's going on, Mando fam? We are back with another video. Hey, today we're going to be taking a little bit more of a serious approach to today's video. We are going to be doing a little tournament prep video, all right? So essentially what I want to do and tackle in this video is I want to tackle exactly what I want to do for the tournament. I want to know what disc I want to throw. I want to know what line I want to hit, etc., etc. So I'll be doing a little post commentary over all my shots of all 18 holes at Robbins of exactly what I want to do during the tournament. So stay tuned for it. Enjoy, watch all 18, and I'll be back with an outro. What is going on, Mando fam? As you guys just saw in the intro, I'm going to be taking more of a little serious approach to this video, and it is going to be our tournament prep video. I'm going to kind of do a tournament prep where I really just want to figure out what I want to do during the tournament, which is this video, and then I want to do a tournament, and obviously, and then I want to do my tournament recap. All right, so essentially in that tournament recap, I want to give you guys tips on what went well for me, what didn't go well for me, especially when preparing for my first tournament and all that stuff. So right here, preparing for my first tournament in this video, all I want to do is I just want to execute the things that I want to carry out during a tournament. So for example, as you saw on the first tee, you're going to see me throw a zone and a T-bird. And as you guys can see, I tap in my zone for par, and my T-bird's in a little bit of trouble back here in the trees, but you'll see me, it's not really that bad. There's a line right there, and I just lay it up perfectly, and I'll tap that guy in for par as well. So ultimately, what I really just want to do in this video is I really want to prepare, obviously, for my tournament. I'm going to be throwing mainly 2 discs off of the tee just so I can figure out what exactly it is I want to throw during the tournament. As you're going to see right here, I'm going to slow this down because I want to throw a hatchet, and stopping it right there, you can see this angle of this hatchet. Even that angle wasn't enough. It just flips up like crazy and it turns into a roller, and it just was not good. So like I said, you're going to see me throw 2 off of the tee because I really want to understand exactly what disc I want to throw off the tee on tournament day. And I want to know what line I'm going to throw on tournament day, as you're going to see here on hole 3 and 4. But we end up getting a par on hole 2, which is absolutely incredible, especially from all the thorns and bushes and junk all the way down there. So parring that one, always a good thing. We are even through 2. This raptor actually carried all the way to the hole, but there's a little guardian tree, and you'll see me do a little double take and look down to your left corner. It rolled all the way back. I kid you not. So over here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and lay this guy up and go even through 3 as well. One thing I did know is to not really keep your score during a tournament prep, or don't set expectations during tournament prep. You know, you don't want to go 7-8 down and then be like, why didn't I go 7-8 down in the tournament? So I really don't want to do that here, and I didn't at all on the course. As you're seeing here, I'm doing a post audio recording. And here on hole 4, I really want to hit that left line and carry it out to the right. So I'm going to do this little standstill shot, and I'm going to try and hit that line, but instead I take the insane line of between those trees. It gets the kick, and it is absolutely parked by the basket.
Completely missed my
I
line.
do not recommend
Absolutely
that for
parked
anybody. I don't even think I could do it again if you gave me 100 tries to do that again. It was absolutely insane. So I am by no means counting that, or counting on that rather, during the tournament. But anyway, we move on to hole 5 here. I'm going to try something new here. As you see, I just took a really weird line off and to the right. There are some limbs that get in the way, but I was watching a disc golf video the other day on YouTube, and I think it was a tournament video, and they really just said, make a hole your hole. You know, you don't want to step up to a hole and play it the way the course designer had envisioned for that hole. Really make the hole your hole, and that's what I did on hole 5. I went over those trees to the right, and you know, I'll probably do that. It did hit a branch, and it ended up on that first island. If it gets to the second island, I'd have a look at birdie. So honestly, I might do that during the tournament. Here on hole 6, I'm throwing 2 off the tee. I'm throwing my Thunderbird and I'm throwing my Raptor. Thunderbird, I threw a little nose down. I take note of that. I throw my Raptor a little nose up. It goes up, but it doesn't get the skip that I wanted it to, and we are at the bottom of the hill. And it was very hot out here this day. It was like 82 degrees in the beginning of March. Absolutely insane. So here we have about a 20, 25, 30 foot putt, somewhere around there, but it's uphill putts. You know how bad I am with uphill putts, but I've been practicing and I jar that one. This hole 6 has a little single cage. It's not a double cage like most cages on the bottom lip. So that also helped my case for the first one going in. The second one was my Thunderbird disc, and I get that one in for birdie as well. So hole 6, getting a birdie is always a good thing. Now, hole 7 is my favorite hole out here at Robbins. It just is absolutely perfect. It's an easy, just super, super easy Thunderbird or a Raptor, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let off about 30-40% off of it. I'm gonna throw it at 50-60%, and you guys can't really see it all that well, but it is about 10 feet, thumbs up, 10 feet from the basket, and I will tap this guy in for birdie as well. Now I'm just making sure as we go throughout this video that I ultimately want to just be practicing these putts. I want to be making both of my putts. I want to be putting twice because practice is important. Here on hole 8, this is our first challenge. Hole 8 through 10 is really the start of Robbins' craziness. It is just bad. As you can see, I throw a hatchet. I want it to flip up like it did on hole 2, and I miss my line. Hole 8, shot 2 or shot 1.1, if you will. I'm backhanding a Mako and it just turns over on me. I've been working on my backhand a little bit, trying to get it ready just enough for the tournament, just in case I do need to throw a backhand. And this is where my backhanded shot ended up. It ended up in the junk. And I'm going to have to get myself out of this one, which I ultimately do really well. I hit this tree right by the basket, and I have another uphill tester for par. I don't want to leave myself these uphill testers or really any testers for par during the tournament. I want to go bogey free if possible. Obviously things happen, but that is always a good sign to see. Hole 9 here. Like I said, hole 8 through 10 is just a gauntlet at Robbins. It is so hard for me to get through, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do on hole 8 through 10. 8, I want to throw that hatchet on a flip up, hopefully park it on that island. Hole 9 here, I want to throw that hatchet again and hope it turns over by the big tree. But I throw a backhand here, hits this tree, ends in the middle of the fairway. So if that happens on tournament day, I'm more than okay with that. For the approach shot here on hole 9, I want to go around this big tree to my left. I'm actually flicking up here, aka my putter. It's going to hit the second tree that you guys can't see in the camera behind the big tree. But, it's practice. I'm not keeping score, so I can easily just do it again. I grab my other pier and I get a better flick, follow through like Steph, and I actually park this one right by the basket. Sweat-free par right there. As we move into hole 10, this is just absolutely mayhem. Like, you cannot do anything on this hole. I think I've tried everything. I've tried a roller, I've tried a tomahawk, I've tried a thumber, I've tried a backhand, I've tried a forehand. This one was a forehand hyzer, and I think this is just what I'm going to have to do during the tournament. I think I'm just going to have to do a forehand crazy hyzer. I actually end up by hole 9. So if that is not out of bounds, I'm actually in pretty good shape. This actual tee shot ended just a little bit too far right for me. So I'm going to probably try and put it a little bit more left next time that I play. And as you're going to see on my approach shot, I just hit that tree right there and it kicks a little to the right. So now I have a very, very, very hard shot for par. Obviously, I'm not trying to make it. I'm going to try and pierce this gap over to my right, and then you'll see me flick it up, and it goes down to the left right behind the basket. So honestly, if that happens during the tournament, especially on hole 10, because I literally do not know what to do on this hole. I've been out with 2 or 3 friends to Robbins to try and figure out what to do on hole 10. I will take a bogey. I absolutely will take a bogey on hole 10. Obviously, it's not ideal, but I'll take it. Now, hole 11 is a hole that I expect a lot of people to bogey during the tournament. It is a very, very, very narrow gap. It is only 190 feet, but it is downhill. Once you get to the basket, you can see all these roots, and you're gonna have to literally keep this thing inches off the air so it does not roll, which is just absolutely insane. So I expect a lot of people to bogey hole 11, and if I can par hole 11, I'm more than okay with that. Hole 12, a par 4, 400, 500 something, I absolutely pure my drive. And then my second shot, I'm like, let's see how this one goes. I do the exact opposite. So that red stick right there is a Mando, and I'm most certain that we are going to be playing that Mando. And right here, this is where you want to end up on this hole. You're in the middle of the fairway. You got about 250 to the basket. I just released this one early. I'm not really sweating it, looking back on it, you know. If I end up right here or just a little bit more left of it, all I know is I have to just put a little bit more anhyzer on my zone, and it's just going to flip over to the left a little bit more and release it a little late. So I'm not really sweating this hole at all, even though I do, first-person view, get a nice little clean up for par there. So yeah, like I said, I'm not really sweating getting a par on hole 12 during my practice. I really just am wanting to get a birdie, obviously, during my actual tournament, and I highly expect myself to do that. Hole 13 here, I also expect people to bogey because there is a gap straight ahead that is probably about 10 to 15 feet wide, which is not large by any means, especially when you're playing with recreational intermediate players. I'm in the intermediate division, so I expect intermediate people to hit that gap, just like I did right here, and I have about 7 feet for birdie. But I don't know. I think a lot of intermediate people are inconsistent, but a lot of intermediate people are consistent. It just kind of depends on the day. So I do expect a lot of people to either bogey or birdie. There's no in between on that one, I think. Hole 14 here, I'm practicing my backhand because ultimately that's what I want to do during the tournament. My form is slowly getting better. My reach back is not getting better, but my form is getting better. So I will definitely be doing a series after my tournament. I just don't want to practice my backhand so much that I lose my forehand before this tournament. This forehand right here with the T-bird, it goes between some trees, and I don't know how it got through that, but it ends up a little bit left, and I have another uphill 25, 30 footer just on circle's edge for birdie. You're going to see me here, not really jump putt or anything because it is circle's edge, but you're just going to see me try and get the power up there, and I absolutely would have jarred it for birdie, but it just ends up a little bit to the left of the camera and right of me. Now, hole 15. Hole 15, I've eagled before. And going into this hole today, I was like, oh, let's just hit a really good drive. I had a tailwind with me, so I know it's going to make it a little bit more overstable, and I just throw this thing so low. I threw my Wraith, which is what I'm probably going to do tournament day. I'm very upset with myself, as you can see. But it wasn't a bad drive. It went about 310, 320 feet. But this is not a good shot. You're going to see me right here. I just released it early. You know, that's just kind of the moral of the story with the zone today for me. I was just releasing my zone early pretty much on every shot. So I got to really get that dialed in come tourney day. Now, you do not want to leave yourself a 25, 30 footer for birdie, and I missed both of them. Especially on hole 15. I've eagled hole 15 before, and I think that's going to play a little bit of mind games with me come tournament day, and especially me knowing that I've done that, it kind of, in my head, it makes it feel like it has to be a birdie. It's either like birdie or die, essentially. So I just got to figure out mentally how to approach that hole come tournament day. Hole 16 here, I'm a little bit behind, but that's okay. I threw a bad tee shot off to the left. I got to figure out that tee shot as well. The second and third shot aren't really that bad. It just kind of depends ultimately on the tee shot. If I throw my tee shot 300 to 400 feet, I can easily get in there for birdie because it is a 600-foot hole. But as you have seen in my other videos, sometimes it just doesn't work like that, and I get a bogey or double bogey. So really, that hole does depend on the tee shot. So either you're scrambling for par or you're literally going to get birdie. Now, hole 17 here, you know you need to go from the left to the right and bend it around those trees. I've done it before, didn't do it today. Lay up and get a nice little tap in par here. Not really worried about this hole. There was a lot of OB left, so maybe some people go that way. Now, hole 18 here is another one of those very much reliant on your tee shot. I throw my D2 absolutely perfect. Bounces off that hill, skips up and rolls up the hill a little bit. And as you'll see, I have about 20-25 feet for birdie, and I would be more than okay with this for the tournament. That tee shot is difficult. It is very uphill, even though you're basically pin high to start. As I jar it, even though you're basically pin high to start, you are actually throwing up a hill. So it is a very hard hole, so do not let that sleep on me, or have me not sleep on that come tournament day. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Just a little chill tournament practice round at Robbins Park. The next video that you will probably see will be the tournament video. Actually, I have one of my friends coming out to me, and he's going to help me record the tournament. I'm not going to be talking to the camera. I'm not going to be talking to anybody, I don't think. I think I'm just going to be dialed in and trying to win this one for you guys, especially it being my first tournament. So I'm excited. And I hope you guys are excited as well. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.